Hello everyone, welcome back to Real Talk Football. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how Gareth Southgate can turn this all around and still go on to win Euro 2020. Let's get into it. So, let's have a look at the previous 4 games we've played. These consist of Austria, Romania, Croatia and Scotland. In those games, we've only managed to score 3 goals. One of them was a penalty. We have had no moments of brilliance, individual skill or anything to really show we can win this tournament. With the absolute plethora of talent we have, we should be scoring more goals against these oppositions and creating those magical moments. At the moment, it seems like Gareth only has one plan. Pass round the back, up the wings, cross the ball in. And when that doesn't work, we try again. Hold the ball back through the back line and build up the wings. It doesn't work. The football we're playing at the moment is simply not good enough. Absolutely no attacking threat. And in the area where we should be ruthless, in fact, we look toothless. A lack of urgency and desire from the players may suggest that they should be taking more blame than is given. However, these players have just won the Champions League, the Premier League top goal scorer, the Premier League most assists, the Premier League Young Player of the Season, FA Cups, EFL Cups, German Cups, played in the Champions League all season, hundreds of goal contributions across the squad. And what? Our players aren't good enough? We can't even create half good chances, let alone score goals. Things need to change, and this is how I think Gareth Southgate should do it. The team sheet he is selecting is just not working. The double CDM pivot is not effective and he needs to make the change. Raheem Sterling for me is not justifying his starting position or taking his opportunity to play. The one thing he is offering are the runs in behind, but when he's getting on the end of those balls, he kinda seems to lack composure and panics. Really needs to be reassessed for me. Phil Foden going forward looks to be one of our most exciting and dangerous players, but is being played out of position on that right hand side. I think he needs to be brought back into the middle behind the striker or toward the left, and to do so we move into a 4-3-3, similar to what Pep Guardiola plays at Manchester City. I'll put the team sheet up on the screen for you guys now so you can see what I mean. You play Rice as the holding CDM, still providing that defensive cover for the backline. He is both experienced and talented enough to do this job alone. Then, as 2 number 8s, you have a plethora of combinations to choose from. Bellingham and Foden, Mount and Bellingham, Henderson if you wanted to. The list goes on. With 2 dynamic box-to-box midfielders, it would give the opposition defence a lot more to think about, and in turn allowing us to score the goals we so desperately need. This would give us, in attack, 5 fluid, threatening, fast players, all breaking forward while still giving us the cover in defence we need, as a 3-man midfield can get back, drop deep and prevent us from being counter-attacked. The front 3 would then get more service and support. I think playing more centrally would improve our attack and outlet quite a lot, as we can play those balls through the middle with Bellingham, Mount and Foden slipping those dangerous through balls in between the centre-backs. Talking of the front 3, I think Gareth Southgate should also reassess his selections here, by dropping Sterling and putting Grealish on that left wing with Foden and Mount in as the 2 dynamic midfielders, put Sancho on the right and Harry Kane in the striker. I think this would prove itself pretty much instantly. Harry Kane in this formation would acquire the service he needs with 4 technical runners in behind him. This would then eradicate the need for him to drop so deep in transition, where he's getting lost and not being in the box when he needs to. Grealish will win so many fouls and can create chances all game long. He can play that quick, one-touch, tiki-taka football with the players around him who are also more capable of doing so. And Jadon Sancho on the other side, he is the runner, the player to get in behind, the skiller, the player who will take his man on, the direct player we need. With 16 goals and 20 assists last season, it makes no sense why he is nowhere near the starting 11 and has not played a single minute in this tournament so far. Especially when you're playing an unorthodox right winger in Phil Foden there, who is more suited in the middle or on the left side. With the attack out of the way, let's move our focus onto the defence, which in my opinion also needs work. I thought Reece James was very underwhelming the other night and flat going forward. I think defensively he was okay, but not better than Trippier or Walker is, who are also a lot better going forward. I thought our right side was so quiet, and that was mainly down to Reece James. I'm in no way doubting the player and talent that Reece James is. However, I think sometimes he shows his inexperience in his young age when he has those poor games in him. I would preferably rather see Trippier or Walker on that side, ideally Walker, who for me is kind of like a hybrid of all the other fullbacks in one. He's got the pace, the passing, the physicality, the defending, and bar set pieces where obviously Trippier takes the crown. And with 3 Premier League titles to boast and a multitude of other trophies, I think it proves my point. Now, onto the other side, and I would actually continue to play Luke Shaw, or explore the option of playing Ben Chilwell. However, if we were to do that, I think it would be more in a back three with the advanced wing backs ahead of them. As I think that Chilwell's a better left wing back and Luke Shaw is better at the flat defending left back. But don't take that as he can't attack and he's not an outlet on that side, because he is. He actually got the most chances created in the world from left back last season with 6 assists and a few goals to top it off. Oh, and also he won the Manchester United's Player of the Season award as a cherry on top. Talking of Manchester defenders, I think it's finally time to partner the 2 Yorkshire men, Harry Maguire and John Stones. Harry the other day declared himself fit, and Gareth Southgate told us that he would feature in the game against Scotland. As the defenders were the last players we needed on that pitch in that game, I think it's clear that he'll actually start the game against Czech Republic, because for me it is integral that he plays at least one game before the knockout football begins. And his club rival counterpart, John Stones, speaks for himself. With 14 clean sheets and only 12 goals conceded past him last season, he is by far our best centre-back. So, with the team and the formation out the way, how do we actually play football and win? Now, it's not the passing around the back and playing up the wings I have a problem with. It's the constant need to do so and the constant repetition of it whilst it's only providing bad results. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different outcomes, as said by the one and only Albert Einstein. Says it all. Says enough, doesn't it? We do not have a plan B, C, D, E all the way down to Z. Plan A is all we seem to have. We need to be building from the back, luring their front players in and then breaking through them. With the 3-man midfield we have, we can overturn any opponent and break them down. We need to start playing the more long balls, diagonal balls to switch the wings in one move, dragging the whole opposition over to another side with one ball. When we are trying to switch the wings, we're doing it with 10 plus passes through our backline and midfield, which just gives the opposition plenty of time to figure out what we're doing and mark our runners out of the game. These quick switches can create so much space, either on the opposite wing or down the middle, where we have an abundance of attacking players that will be ready to break through and score some goals. The play up the wings can stay, but like I said, it is the build up and how we try and execute these chances that I have an issue with. Balls going into the box to Harry Kane and the oncoming running midfielders can provide a lot of goals, if done correctly. We must be switching up our attacking play all game to keep our oppositions on their toes and guessing. Me watching TV at home can predict our next 3 passes, so think how easy it must be for our oppositions to do it on the pitch. It's simply not good enough and it's very, very predictable. The quick flicks and tiki-taka based football could cause so many problems for our opponents, and we have the technical ability to do so and carve through their defence. These quick one-touch passes drag defenders out of space, creating space in behind for a nice through ball. If it is a slow or old backline we are playing, we could use that to our advantage. And absolutely run rings around them, slice through them and score an abundance of goals. Oh, and also, that football is beautiful to watch. The through balls could be so dangerous. Nobody can doubt the pace we have in our team. We have one of the most electric and dangerous attacking front lines in world football, yet we aren't demonstrating it at all. If we are going to play around Kane, the 4 behind him need to be bursting into that box, up and down the wings, playing the trickery football to draw the players off our very heavily man-marked striker. The fullbacks still have plenty of cover to overlap, get forward and create those chances, with Declan Rice or whoever's sitting in the CDM role being able to drop and cover the side we're attacking up. With the 2 box-to-box midfielders ahead of them, they can hold the midfield down whilst Rice is doing this. If we were to get caught out in transition, with the centre-backs still there, Declan Rice, the 2 midfielders and 2 fast full-backs who can get back and cover, I do not fear that we could get caught on the break. I really feel that this is a much better balance to our squad. a good balance of attacking, brilliant, nice football and scoring goals while still being a very solid, safe defensive side. I do think Gareth Southgate has done so well to bring in that club mentality to England, unify the nation into backing the team again. I do really like him and I really want it to work out, but since the World Cup I've had my doubts. We saw it in that tournament and we're seeing it again. In none of those games did we grab hold of it and blow the opposition away. None of those games did we really take control. If you want to win a tournament, you've got to have a few of those games where you look back and think, wow, we were going to win it since then. We really struggled to be ruthless, and I think if Gareth Southgate could just release the cuffs on some of these players, we could really do some damage. And he could restore the faith of a lot of people. If you look at France, Germany, Portugal, they take risks. They are ruthless. Look at Germany last night. Scored 4 goals against a very good Portugal team, who themselves scored 2 back. And look at France. I know yesterday they drew to Hungary, but even going back to the Germany game, they take risks. Their players seem to play with so much freedom and really express themselves on the pitch. We have as much quality on the pitch to do so, to take on the men, to do the things that these teams are doing, but for some reason, we're just not doing it. If we want to win this tournament, Gareth Southgate needs to open his eyes and quickly realise what he needs to do. Anyway, we'll see what Southgate does from here, because ultimately it all falls down to him to decide. But if me, a 19-year-old football fan, can see the issues, then surely the England manager will be able to too. Right? I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please, if you have, leave it. Hope you've enjoyed the video. This week I'll be Hope you've enjoyed the video. This week I will be posting a review of all the group stage games, so look out for that. Please hit the like button. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and this week I'll be Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll be posting a review of all the group stage games at the end of this week, so look out for that. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed it, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below what you think Gareth Southgate should do now.